Let's play darts. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a 26. A 26 to start the month of December. It seems a perfect analogy for my life darts situation. Welcome to the worst YouTuber darts player on the planet. You're here once again, potentially, to watch me throw some horrendous darts and wonder how badly I've performed over the month previous. If you ever see this tee, the SamsonDoesDarts tee, it means that it's the start of a fresh month, and we run through stats and how I got on in the month previous and what I will be doing differently in the next month. And we're in December. It's a special one. Santa Claus comes. It's a season of joy. Season of joy. Can we get some joy in here? It would be a miracle. It would be a miracle. However, there's some good things along with all the bad things. So let's focus on the good things. Let's focus on maybe making my mind somewhat of the opposite of what it's been, which has been the lair of the devil. The lair of the devil has been in my mind. Demons. Demons have been pestering me this month, or the previous month of November, and we're going to try and eradicate those demons, these darts demons, in December. So let's have a tiny warm up, and then we'll go around the clock on singles, on doubles, sorry. Wow. That's not a bad score. Right. Back last month, back in the month of October, I averaged 47. The plan, the objectives, the targets of November was, we didn't say anything about increasing average. We said that we were going to focus on scoring, not on 20s, but on 19s. And I did that the whole month. I did that here with you guys. I did that online with you guys. I did that in pub league. I focus on 19s and nothing else, hoping we would see an increase in average, an increase in scoring, and just an increase in consistency. I mean, that's the reason we dropped down, was I just seemed to keep this elbow a bit more straight. I keep my throw a little bit more consistent. And that was the plan. That was the plan. So how do we get on? Well, October we managed to average 47. In November we managed to average 47. No change. If we want to get into the minutiae of it, I went from like 47 to 47.5. So we didn't go down. We didn't go down. That's a win for me. I think that should be a win. Let's focus on these positives. It's difficult, I know. My checkout percentage was unchanged. Okay. Now the scoring. This is why we moved to 19s. It was a significant shift. First time I'd done that, where I normally would have just thrown at 20s, dropped down to 19s when I'm not throwing great. But we just focused on throwing at the 19s first. Did the scoring increase? It did. So my scoring at my first 9 darts scoring average in the month of October was 50, which is, we know my scoring is weak. But we managed in November to get 53. So if we're looking for things that are progressed on, we could say my scoring has improved. Which brings us to the next point. What do I do for December? Do I stay on 19s? Do I go back to 20s? I think long term, it's got to be back on 20s. I don't want to create a fear around 20s, because when I look at 19s and I'm throwing at 19s, I'm saying, Samson, you're going to hit this. When I throw at 20s, I'm thinking, Samson, don't miss this. Significant difference in mental strategy and mindset that needs to be overcome. So I don't want to do that to 20s totally. I want to get back on there. But I'm going to throw at 19s this month. I feel the confidence in December has got to be maintained, because it's dippy. Like I said, there's demons. There's demons. We want to avoid demons. I want to try and get some enjoyment more back in this. It's been tough. Well, let's throw at these 19s for a minute. Oh, that's not too bad. 57. 57? Maybe. We hit 180 in November. We hit like 3 in October, but like I said, we're not throwing at 20s. So to get 1, I was quite impressed with. I managed to hit 3 171s, which I was fairly pleased with. I was hopeful for a few more, if I'm honest. But the scoring in general went up. So what can I say? Another scrap of positivity. In the month of October, my best game, I averaged 56. I was worried times back then. I did manage to average 65 in a match in November and 64 in another match. So it wasn't a one-off. So the ceiling was increased. The ceiling of capability was increased in November. These, I will be honest, I'm really scraping the barrel here of positive things because it comes down to your throw at the end of the day. And every day, more or less, I'm throwing darts badly. But the main issue is I'm throwing them just so inconsistently. Sometimes with follow through, sometimes without follow through. Sometimes my elbow seems to come in, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I draw back quickly, sometimes I draw back slowly. Sometimes I feel like I'm upright, and sometimes I feel like I'm leaning down to this left side again. So we need to go back to basics. We started doing this the last few weeks. There's 2 things I'm going to be focusing on for the whole of December, technique-wise, and that's 2 fairly simple things. I don't want to overcomplicate things. I want to be upright. I want to be tall like that oak tree. Right? I want to feel like there's a string above my head pulling me up. Okay, and I want to also get to a point where I'm following through like that and holding the arm out, becoming consistent. And it's a massive issue because I just don't do it. I have to tell myself every time. It's going to take the whole of this month. It might take the whole of next month. It might take the whole of next year. But I've got to concentrate on simple stuff. And they're the 2 simple ones. We know my elbow moves around like crazy. We kind of have to just hope that settles down. And if it doesn't, we'll sort it out later on. But I just think that's all I can do at the moment, really. Right, let's go around this clock. Let's go around this clock. Some people are going to be upset, but I'm going to start at 1. Right, look, already I don't feel upright enough. That's in. That's lovely. And I also want to be giving myself better feedback, more positive feedback. And what that means is that those first 2 darts obviously were good. And perhaps before I would have scolded myself, pinched my little hand or something, sawn off my arm. But now I'm going to celebrate those first 2 darts because I felt that I was tall and upright and I followed through. Now clearly there's other issues with my throw because they went not on the target. But by doing the 2 things, that's all I can do. All I can do is just say, am I upright? Am I following through? If I'm doing those 2 things, we'll get to a consistency stage where we can move on and find other ways of improving my accuracy. Let me know in the comments, guys, what you think I should be doing, what you think I shouldn't be doing, and any words of advice, you know, are utterly and always appreciated. Right, let's focus less on me, let's focus more on you. On 2, next weekend, darts tournament on Sunday. DartCounter, you know the drill, we'll get that going. Let me know if you're interested in that one. I'll send out all the details near the time. So not this Sunday coming, the one after. So what date will that be? Maybe the 13th or something? Potentially. Depends if you're following the Gregorian calendar. Not happy because I'm leaning. I feel myself leaning. I need to be upright like a tree. Maybe I don't. Goodness me. I'm trying to throw a double 2. Right, and while I have your attention, guys, if you see this in the background here, look. This is your last week, really, maybe, depending on how much you trust the Royal Mail or your local parcel provider, depending on where you are in the world. We ship this internationally, guys. Anywhere in the world, try and order one of these. The link will be in the comments. Link's always in my description. This is your Christmas tee. All I want for Christmas is a 180. My goodness, that's all I want for Christmas. You'll be seeing me wearing this a few times, probably last week or two to get this yourself. Let's play dartsapparel.com. Get involved. And if you like our other tees, we've got all sorts on there. So if you're looking for Christmas gifts, looking for a gift for yourself, be kind to yourself. I'll try and be kind to myself. Get yourself sorted on that. Let's get this number 2. Like those, I'm happy with all 3. More so the first 2, but it's because the technique, so this is what I'm going to try and do more, is am I throwing in the right manner? Reward. If I'm throwing in a terrible manner, adjust. There's been sessions, guys, when I haven't been on camera, when I'm getting so frustrated, my head is in my hands. My head is in my hands and I'm saying out loud, my goodness, you've been playing all this time. How are you so bad at darts? Such a close to a breakdown. That's happened twice this month. And I don't want to get into that position because this is meant to be fun. This is fun. This was meant to be a fun challenge to do for a year with you guys. Try and get better at darts. But when you put so much time in and you feel like you're getting very little out, you're not improving, all you're doing is training bad habits. It's so demoralizing. I'm telling you stuff you already know. If you played this game and you've tried to get better at it, I'm sure you're feeling these same things. Right, number 2. So as much as my darts technique needs huge work, here it is. The biggest issue I've got is in here. I think we might need another session with Joe Wynn, helping with some sports psychology here, because I've got to sort it out. I've got to sort it out. It's not helping my darts. You can't come in playing darts with a bad mindset and a lack of confidence or self-esteem or whatever you want to call it, because this dartboard is magnetic towards confidence. If you're going to say you're going to hit something, you're more likely to hit it than if you say, I'm rubbish, I'm not going to hit this. I know that. We know that. Yet we still do this. We get ourselves in spirals. I want to become a little more immune to bad feelings. I think this is more the therapy session, these monthly sessions. Number 4. Not awful. Not awful. So we've got Samson Does Darts tournament. What we're on, Nove? Is that 9? Or Nine in German for German fans. So we'll get the Samson Does Darts tournament number 9 out. Oh, that's fun, isn't it? Getting a lot of tournaments in, and I do enjoy them a lot with you guys. Really do. And playing you online. So add me on DartCounter, Samson Does Darts. Let's look forward to the month ahead then. We've got that going. I've got a Scholia coming. We're going to get some Scholia content. I don't even know anything about Scholias really, but we've got one coming. We'll play around with that. We'll do some videos. Okay, do a review. My reviews, I think you guys don't mind the reviews, but my goodness, if you're new to the channel, you're looking for a proper review, you come across one of mine, people get very upset. The worst comments I've ever get in my videos from reviews. And what sort of review is this? Okay, I mean, I get it. I agree. I agree. Right, we also have other things to look at and review. Whoa. We're going to play around with equipment. And you know how I feel about equipment. I feel like my throw is so bad, it doesn't really matter what I'm using, I'll still be bad. I know that's not the right attitude either. So what we're going to do is we're going to play around. We're going to go back to some old school flights and stems. Okay, we're going to play around with these K-flex, maybe give them a break. We're going to use some old school flights and stems. We're going to use different flight shapes, get the old pear and the kite out and things like that. I've also got some L-style stems coming and some flights for those. So it's L-style. People keep going on about these L-style spinners, spinny ones, spinning the board. Okay, not that I group darts enough to be worried about that, but let's see. It might just give me a little bit of the boost. Before we still on, I think. Oh, I love all three of those because look at that release. Even though only one was in. Okay, we're focusing on those sort of wins. And of course, guys, it's the World Championships about to begin. How could we be saddened by anything dart related when we've got the Worlds coming? It's going to be a good one. It's going to be big. It's going to be the biggest one yet. Has to be. If you like other sports, you've got the F1, Grand Finale, Lando Norris, Piastri, Verstappen. If you've got the Ashes and you're still somewhat positive that we've got an opportunity there, you've got that. Got all sorts going on this month. If you want to see Jake Paul getting knocked out from Anthony Joshua, you might have that on your hands. It's all going on. Oh, it's lovely. It's in. It's in. I just got to focus on these small things. I'm not terrible. Come on. What else are we going to do? Any other videos of any sort? We're going to do, how do we check out 71 this month? Those videos are always popular and they're probably my most favourite videos I do because I seem to learn more in those videos than any other, and not everything to do with the darts, but the checkout maths. Checkout maths is the best thing I've done, I think, on the channel. Is that actually, I can guarantee and say this has actually improved my game, which is just the counting part. We're going to do 71, and because 70 was comfortable, feel comfortable in 70 on that treble 18 myself, but I know a lot of you, quite interesting, go for treble 14, double 14, and less surprising, treble 10 tops. We're going to be more interested in 71 and 72. So we'll do both of them this month. I feel like I can accelerate it. I think we're on 6. Not so bad. Not so bad. We'll do the JDC challenge as we do every month. And I'll think what I'll do for the JDC challenge every month is every month I'll use a different set of darts. It'll be the only video I do all month where I'll just pick up one of my old sets, one of the others that maybe you've sent in, and we'll just use those. So I think last we did Target Nastries. We'll pick up the Asp Gen 2s. We've got some Clemens Gen 2s, I think. We've got some Mage Rabbit, the cheap ones you get off Amazon. Really good darts. We'll get them again. We've got some little loadouts. And if you've got any you want to send in for me to give a go, by all means, give me an email, description, and comments. You can get all that stuff in. Right. 6 still. They're nice because I'm doing that. They're not awful either. So I think that's a good summary for what we did last month. I think last month was all about hanging on in there, trying to build a little bit of confidence on the 19s. I played well in pub league most of the time. And we've got to build on that this month, concentrate on these small things. Do we want to have a challenge? Can I push 48? I'm going to do that. Let's say by the end of the year, December, I've got to be back into the 48 range. Okay. I think that's doable. Seven. They're good darts. Not bad. Right, let's throw 3 more. 7. Let's let you get out of here. Yeah, like I said, this is always a little bit of a therapy session for me, just to unload on you the fears and the pains and the agony of the month previous, and then the optimism of the month to come. Okay, it's always the hope that gets you, isn't it, really? But that's what it is. 7, please. No. 3 more then, and then I'll let you get out of here, because you're very good to still be here. Not today. Guys, thank you for all your support, all the comments, everything that you've done to help me. I just feel like I wish I could produce a bit more. Because you've invested so much time in me. I mean, I've invested time in myself. I don't feel pressure about it. I don't feel pressure that I put this up every day. Most times I'm terrible. I don't care. It's all about documenting the journey. What I care about and why this is hard for me is that it's not just the 20-minute video I put up here a couple of days a week. It's about off channel. I put in the mileage. You play me on DartCounter. You see me on there a lot. I'm on there playing games and it's just hard. If it was easy, it wouldn't be as good. And if we can push through this horrendous barrier that we've been up against for at least 7-8 months now, we will come through and look back and think what warriors we were. I see it in the comments. I'm not the only one struggling. Let's keep going, guys. Okay, this is difficult. We're all finding it difficult. We can do this together. And look, even if we don't do this and we can't and we're just let's just have fun. Let's just try and do that. I've got to listen to this.